Guess that would help. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. We're doing something a little different today, and that is, of course, we're going to be, or I'm going to be, brewing a new commander deck. Um, and I have a premise, and I'm just really, really bad at narrowing down things that would be, fit with the theme kind of stuff. So I figured why not put this out on YouTube and do it live and get my community to help and or comment, give suggestions. There's always suggestions, always room for suggestions, right? So um here we are. Here we are, and we'll see what happens. I don't know if anybody's around or if there's anything going on, I know Desert Bus just started as well, which is poor timing on my part, but what can I do? What can I do? So anyway, the premise of the deck that I want to try and put together is essentially a deck where everything in it is food themed or eating themed. So like, it's either mowing down on things or creating food. So like stuff like, and not like food tokens per se, like Throne of Eldraine brought in, but I'm just like, you know, dragons that have devour, they would work. Making goblins who are essentially the tasty snacks for said dragons kind of thing. Um, I'm basically looking to just make like a deck that's not gonna, like, it doesn't have to win. It doesn't have to be good. It just has to be themed around food or eating. And that's sort of where I'm going with it. I'm hoping that we can get there, but I don't know. I don't know if we will or not. So hopefully we can get some people hanging out in chat and giving me some suggestions. I'm not sure where I want to start with it, commander wise. So I have Scryfall open, and I have the deck name put in Feast Time, and it's time to enjoy some good meals or become them. And that's kind of the premise. So I hope this all works out and that we're going down the right road. I don't know. We'll see. But so like most people I saw like were talking like you should do Corvald or Corvald, I guess. Is that where most people are putting this? Yeah. Because that gives you access to 3 colors of mana, right? And not only that, it gives you the ability to make like it has in itself a way to draw cards, and not just that, but it's also something that eats tokens or eats items. It eats permanents, and if we're creating like food tokens and things like that, then this works out. The difference being is that like I'm not sure if I want to get like hooked into Corvald value engine, right? It's not really where I want to be going with it. So I don't know if there's like a better commander that has food or eating related things. And that's sort of what I've been trying to figure out, I guess. So I'm not sure what the best way to do it is. Let me see if I can do this here. That up. Go here. And then we can bring that back. And now we have a second window that we can use. So like, let's see. Right, like food brings us to food chain, which is obviously not what I want. Like I essentially I like went into like the flavor text area and I was like eat. Right, and the problem with this is that like it's gonna come up with like death and death because death has the word eat in it, right? I don't know if that's like how easy this is gonna be to like find things. Do you know what I mean? Like, um, I guess there's a way for me to do so like flavor text. I can be like devour, right? And then like I can like change the card type to legendary, right? And then put like eat here now maybe, and then let's see what that tells us. Okay. Greatest death. Orborigmos was something I was thinking about just because it's a big gianty boy. It looks like he would be feasting on things pretty regularly. I feel like there's got to be somebody somewhere, there's got to be a legendary creature somewhere that has beast in its name or something like that. I don't know. We type legendary here, and then we go flavor text. We go like feast. Is that the best way to put it? Let's see. So we've got Atarka is an option, I guess. We could go like rats, I guess. Maronar, right? All rats have fear. Hmm. Yeah, it's just like I don't know if it's the right. I don't think it's the right premise that we're looking. So let's put like food here and see. I see there's just nothing. Okay. And then like maybe we put like power. Okay. It's tough. Power is actually a keyword, right? Yeah. So you're saying Thromac? Uh, okay. So you're thinking this. Devour X where X is the number of creatures devoured this way. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I want to go down the road of like eating creatures or whether I want it to be like just permanence in general. That's why I was kind of leaning toward Corvald. Just because like he eats anything, right? Hey BT Gaming, how's it going? More MrBevers, more like MasterBevers. We're trying to brew a new deck. So the deck is essentially a feast deck, is what I'm trying to build around. I'm trying to build a deck that is all about like just food things and not necessarily food tokens, but like having a feast and like eating food and just having a merry time. Do you know what I mean? Like I was thinking of like running this card, for instance. I think it's a feed the clan, I think it is. Right? Like this card, which is like just an absolute garbage card. But like the idea is that they're eating, right? Like this is it. Right? Do you see what I'm saying? Like the deck is supposed to be built around just like the theme of eating food, um, or like eating a meal or whatever. And I'm trying to figure out which way I want to go with it. I was sort of like looking at some ideas on EDH Rec, and before I started the stream, and it was like, oh, go Corvald, and then just like make lots of treasure tokens and stuff, and you can eat them, and it's like a feast, right? And I was like, yeah, I guess. So Michaeloff, for tokens, I think Michaeloff ends up in the deck, right? Because it's the Sapperling thing, right? Michaeloff, right? Yeah, Devour 2, and it makes Sapperlings, right? Yeah, and I mean, like, Sapperlings are basically like new growth, basically, right? So like I think it finds a place in the deck, just because, you know, plants are food in you know, in a sense, right? So just so that everyone's aware, the reason I'm doing this is because I'm playing in a game Monday night with a few other content creators, and one of the content creators was like, I'm going to bring my farming deck. And it's like, he built the deck around farming, and I went, well, how can I play off his deck being a farming themed deck? And I was like, well, if I just make mine around eating food and like having, you know, essentially farm to table, right, is what I'm looking to do, just to play off his deck a little bit. That's what I'm hoping to do. So I want to build something here so that I can try to put it together with what I have available in my own personal collection. I may have to make some substitutes, right? So like, obviously, if we come across cards that were like, hey, these cards, and they haven't been reprinted in the last, you know, 10 years, I might not have copies of them on hand to be able to put into the deck. So if that's the case, then I'll have to worry about that then. But right now, should be fine. Michaeloff's not bad. Like, Michaeloff definitely ends up in the deck. Yeah, so Thromok was the one that Blue Wolf suggested. And I like it, but again, the reason I'm thinking Corvald over that is just because it eats everything and not just creatures. So like, it can eat the food tokens that we make, because we're going to end up making food tokens too, let's be honest. I'm going to have to put everything into the deck that eats food, right? You could do Slimefoot, which is all about eating and remaking Sapperlings. I mean, Slimefoot is always good, right? Again, remember, like, I'm not necessarily building the deck to be good and or win games. It's more just like to play off the theme, right? I'm building a theme deck here. That's the plan. So Slimefoot's not a bad option. I think it plays a little too heavily on being a vegetarian, right? That's the only thing I'm thinking. Yeah, so that's the other one that I saw, Mazarek or whatever. Oh, what am I doing? Mazarek, right? Which is like that's this one, right? Yeah, it was reprinted in Double Masters. So this was another one that was suggested on EDH Rec, and it was because, like, you know, whenever you sack, like whenever you or anybody sacks a permanent, you put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. So like, you could definitely go down the road of, you know, going this route, because then when you sack your food tokens and stuff, it's great. It puts 1/1 counters on all your team. It definitely seems like a good build. I actually kind of like it quite a bit. Just a matter of figuring it out and seeing whether I have it available. Hey, Kyra, and hey, No Name Senor, how's it going? Mazarek, aka nice fetch you got there. So Kyra, in case you missed it, and No Name, I'm not sure if you missed it either. Altan as well. The premise here is that we're building a deck that's all about eating food or other things, right? And I put the description as, it's time to enjoy some good meals or become them, right? So the deck should be things that either turn themselves into food or eat the food, right? Is sort of what I'm thinking. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a deck that only gives me food. You see what I'm saying? I'm okay with spreading the food around. That's why I was talking about like feed the clan, right? Like this card, right? Where it's like, I can gain 5 life, but like it's more like cards that don't necessarily just do things for me. If they want to feed other players, I'm fine with that as well, kind of thing. So a foodie deck. Yeah, exactly, Kyrie. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build a deck that is like just like based around eating meals of some kind. And so like Corvald was the one that came up, right? Because I mean, like I think there's actually a fair amount of like if you were to do if we go into the advanced search, right, and put in like food per se, right? And we look at every card that has food written on it, right? You've got black, one white card, a bunch of green cards, another white card, black, green. So like it's mostly green and black that make food, right? Like there's literally no red cards in here that make food. I never noticed that before, but here we are. There's literally not a single red card that makes food tokens. That's kind of funny. I feel like that was maybe a missed mark, or maybe that was intentional. I don't know, but the fact that there's a single blue card and then Oko that make food tokens is kind of funny. And everything else is either black, green, or white. And I mean, white's even limited too, right? White's only got 2 cards that make food tokens, and they're not necessarily good, right? And like I said, I don't think we want to get stuck on necessarily making food tokens. But I think the food tokens is a good. Eating food is quite intellectual. Is that why red doesn't get to eat food? Is that what we're getting at? So I mean, like I think green black is totally fine to stick to because it gives us access to the majority of the food creation cards as well, which is nice. We only miss out on like these 2 white cards, and there's no red cards. So like having Corvald, we don't miss anything in red by not having Corvald, essentially for food purposes, for food token specific purposes, right? Now that being said, that doesn't mean that there isn't stuff in red that we would want, like dragons that do devour and things like that. Yeah, I think I'm on the same train as you, BT. Is I think Mazarek is probably where we end up. Not when you eat each 3 pound when you 3 pounds of lasagna. Totally not speaking from experience. Well, yeah, exactly. No name. So Brad, like that's exactly what I'm talking about. I don't mind giving my opponents food tokens, right? Like the whole point of this deck is to be like, here is food, eat, enjoy, right? Like that is the purpose of what I'm looking to do. And I think Mazarek is pretty fun too, because then when I give them those tokens, now you've got an option of if they sack them, I get a benefit, right? So it's like, yeah, you can have it, but if you use it, I might get some sort of benefit out of it. All right. Yeah. Slimefoot with Astronaut's Altar and Doubling Season and anything like that is just like dirty. It's absolutely dirty, Blue Wolf. I agree with you. That is definitely a thing for sure. So I mean, like, first things first, I'm gonna add all of the cards in green and black that make or deal with food in some way. I'm probably not gonna put the Bog Naughty in, just because 3 mana, sack of food, target creature gets -3/-3. It's not bad, but it's not relevant for what we're trying to do with the deck. You see what I'm saying? I don't know, Kyra. There may be, right? Yeah, Sultai to do exchanging of permanents with Oko for sure, right? And I mean, Oko's not banned in Commander, right? If I'm mistaken, I believe that is correct. Legal in Commander. Any text, food. Right? Oko's still legal in Commander. Yeah, okay. I don't think anyone would appreciate me playing Oko, but I will do so just because. Just because. I will play Oko because I can, and it makes food. So the rare format where he's still legal, yeah. It's because he has no like. Let's be honest. At a 4-player pod table of Commander, if someone slams Oko, it's probably not going to stick around that long. So it's not really that big of a deal. I could understand that they might ban Oko in like 1v1 Commander, but even then, it's still not that oppressive, right? He's less broco. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, like, okay, so I think the first thing we do is we go. So okay. All right, chat, hear me out. All right, and hear me out. And this goes for everybody. This goes for BT and Blue Wolf and Kairu and No Name, and Baltan. Do we try to find a Sultai commander that relates to food in some way, just so that we can also run Oko? Like, Oko definitely just makes food tokens for +2. And I mean, I feel like if I was to stick him on the table during a game, I would probably just +2 him all the time. You know what I mean? Like, just pump out food just because I can, and that's the objective of the deck, right? I don't know. Is there a Sultai commander that we would want to look at that deals with like eating things, or you know what I mean? Like, who has let's see here. This is commanders. This legal in commander. What is this? I got a ping here. What is this? Muldrotha. Oh, Muldrotha could be. Okay. No. Sorry, Charlotte's just messaging me about something. Okay. There may be a slight emergency that I need to go and deal with. So just give me a moment. We'll keep talking here and keep going through this, and I'll wait till I hear back from her. Let's see here. Commander. Okay, so that is the colors we want. Recurring Oko over and over seems fine, right? That seems fine, right? So okay, we need to go. Okay, we need to go. Type is legendary, right? And we want blue, black, green, and legal in commander. Search. Okay. Can we we want it to be yeah, okay. So is there a way for us to hold on? Exactly these colors, right? This is what I want. Exactly. Okay, this is what I want. So then because I want to like get this a little bit cleaner. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of things showing up there. There we go. Okay. So you've got okay. We've got Arcalos or whatever. We got Brokos. Damia. What is this? At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have fewer than 7 cards, draw. Face down, no. Playful, no. Fallen, no. Sidisi, no. What is Mimoplasm? No. No, I don't need that. We got Yorok or Yarok as well, which is an interesting one. It's not really an eating card. Hmm. Um. Hmm. Aldroth is your best bet. Yeah, but it's not really like food related, right? Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, we can go with Muldrotha in paper. I'm building it in paper. Uh, to play Monday night. Okay. Check the partner pair. Oh, the partner pairs. Oh, okay. Hold on. How do I check those? You guys were saying that there's like a commander. This thing? This is your color identity for commander, though, right? So like, so I guess it like in here would be partner, right? And then this would be legendary, and then colors blue, black, green, right? Right, and then legal in commander. This should show us, right? Did I spell partner wrong? What is this? Huh. Oh, it's I put it as grumble, grumble, grumble. Uh, huh? Take that. Fixed it. Okay, so we want the things that don't we want the things that just say partner and not partner with, right? Is that correct? Because this partners with specific things. But then you also have to have a 2-color partner, right? Like we'd have to find a 2-color partner to get Sultai, right? So like we'd have to look at like green black, green blue, black green, blue black, green blue. Man, Toothy would be fun. It looks like it's gonna eat things, right? Black blue. But this pairs with a specific thing. Yeah, 2-color plus a 1-color. Yeah. So like you have to pick. So like if we look at the 2-color ones, right? Like we've got Silas. This combination to a player, choose target artifact card in your graveyard. I mean, this could be fun, right? Silas could be fun with like the recasting our stuff from the graveyard. Just, but I mean, that's the same as Muldrotha then, right? Like, why wouldn't you just go Muldrotha then? Singer plus Dell. Add mana to your mana pool for each card you've drawn this turn. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it could work. What does this do? Would you gain life heal the creature's toughness? Not particularly something we need. So that's black green, that's blue black. What does this do? Battlefield 3 1/1 counters on it. Whenever a creature you control dies or is put into a command zone, if it had one or more 1/1 counters on it, you may put that many 1/1 counters on target. Interesting. Okay. And that's a partner. Okay. The Sengir seemed almost the most Omnami. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, it'd have to be Thrasios. But let's be honest, I don't think I own a copy of Thrasios. As you know. it costs so friggin' much money. Actually, that's not true. I probably have a copy of Thrasios. I actually do. I have a feeling I have a copy of it. There's also... Yeah, I think Muldrotha ends up being the best bet. It seems like Muldrotha is probably the best bet. I agree with that. Thrasios, yeah. But only the reprint version is cheaper, right? Like the original hasn't dipped that much. I mean, it's dipped, but it hasn't dipped to half, right? Okay. I think we stick with Muldrotha then. The other one's down to 45 now. Nice. Yeah, I think you're right, BT, but that also doesn't mean that we can't put Mazriek in the deck. You see what I'm saying? And I mean, the only reason we're running Muldrotha is just so that we can get Oko and other ways to trade cards with people, right? To give them the food tokens, right? Does that make sense? I think that's what makes the most sense. There's always King Kenny. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. We could do Kenrith, I guess. A feast fit for a king. Is that what you're thinking, Kaya? That would be pretty funny. Giving us access to all colors, right? And just like a feast fit for a king. Yeah. See, yeah. I knew where you were going with it. Remember, we're quite similar in age. I think we just determined this. And hello, DTN. How's it going? Yes, you finally caught me while you're at your Chromecast, I guess. Wait, are we? Yeah, I think that's what we talked about. I think it was in the comments, right? Like you left a comment and you were like, today I learned I might be older than Mr. B or whatever. I think that was you that left that. And then, because we were talking about, I was talking about Mirrodin, right? That wasn't you? Shit. Who was that then? I don't remember. There was somebody that was talking to me. Maybe it was Jay Shing. Yeah, it was probably Jay Shing. I was in the comments of one of my YouTube videos. I thought it was you for some reason, but yeah, anyway, whatever. All right, so we want Malzeric or whatever. What's her name? Mazriek. Is that the right way to pronounce that? Mazriek? We probably want that in the deck, right? Like, I mean, that makes sense to put it in the deck. Do we want to go down the road of Kenrith? I don't know if I do. Then that just opens up so many things. We can play every color. I don't know. Is that a thing that I want to do? I think I want to stick with Muldrotha and just try to like stick to, let's 3 colors. Let's do this. Let's figure out what we're doing. So then food wise, right? Oh, right. I got to go to the advanced and put in food here. And then say, oh, right. Okay, food. And then say our commander is blue, black, green. Search. Here we go. Okay, so bacon to a pie goes in for sure, right? The theme of this deck is foodies. Yeah, we're making as much food type things as we can. So not just food tokens, but like just feasts and food things and like eating and having a good time, like general merriment of the consumption of consumables. That's basically what it comes down to. And The idea came from essentially one of the opponents that I'm going to be playing against on Monday is bringing a deck that is farming themed. And so I thought, okay, if you're farming, then who's going to eat all of the things that you're, growing and what have you? So I'm going to eat them all. Right? All those Rakdos partying cards. Listen, okay? We got to pick a lane. We could go Kenrith, and that gives us access to every color. But do we want to go down that road? I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to bring the potluck. Exactly. This is the plan. Okay, so then we want Oko as well, right? Right? Can we just put Oko like that? Will it find it? Will you find Oko like this? The answer is no. Because there's probably more than one. There we go. Okay. All right. So that was for sure. We know that we wanted that. Okay. So then do we want this Bognaughty? I don't think we do, right? Like sacking our food to give something -3. Like, I don't think that's what we want. I don't think that's what we want to be doing. Jonathan, do it. Do it. Just do it. Okay. So we want out of here, then we want, do we want Cauldron Familiar? Feel like, again, not like particularly interesting for Curious Pair. We'll take though, because they go looking for food. I guess we'll put the Cauldron Familiar in, because I mean, like, it doesn't hurt. Feasting Troll King, right? That goes in for sure, right? Because like it has feasting in his name, right? We can't not put Feasting Troll King in, right? Fell the Pheasant seems good as well. Sure. This is gonna be. I'm gonna just have to go through my box of Throne of Eldraine cards to pull all these commons out. Fierce Witch Stalker. Yeah, that seems fine. Oops. Okay. Foreboding Fruit for sure. Okay, let's lead a couple of these things here, like so. What else we got? Giant Opportunity. I mean, it makes just 2 food, right? Oh. There. Do we want the Giant Skewer? Probably, right? Deals combat damage to a creature, create a food token. Yeah. I mean, that seems fine, right? Making foods. Isn't that how you... Oh, it's giants with an apostrophe. Oh, okay, you found it. Good. Okay. Gilded Goose, obviously. Okay. Do we want a gingerbread cabin? I don't know if that's gonna be something we need, right? Because like it's, unless you control 3 or more forests, other forests, I should say, and then it gives you, it enters tapped, okay, it enters tapped unless you control 3 or more, and when it enters untapped, you create a food. Is that a thing we want? I don't think it is. Gluttonous Troll. What does this do? Why have I never seen this card? Where is this card from? This is from the Planeswalker deck? Is that what this is from? This must be, right? It's from the Brawl deck? Which Brawl deck? The Corvald Brawl deck? Probably, right? Okay, good. I have a copy of it, so I can get it at least. Okay. So then Gluttonous Troll we definitely want then. Seems fine. Gluttonous Troll? Right? Because it's whenever it enters the battlefield, create a number of food tokens equal to the number of opponents you have. Great. Sacrifice another non-land permanent. Gluttonous troll. Yeah, this is great. This is exactly what we want. Okay, insatiable appetite. You may sacrifice a food. If you do, target creature gets no. I don't really want to be. I don't really want tricks that sack my foods. I don't think that's a thing I want. Mara Leaf Riders, no, because it doesn't make foods. It just eats them. We'll get to the eating part after, right? Like I think I want to make all of the food type things first. We've got Oko already. We can get Savvy Hunter for sure. Savvy Hunter. Taste of Death is definitely gotta be in, right? That's from one of the Brawl decks as well, right? Probably the Corvald deck as well. Tempting Witch does make a food when it comes in, so yes, we'll take that. Trail of Crumbs seems really good. Especially if we have a way to continually make food. And since we're playing Muldrotha, we can just replay Trail of Crumbs. That seems very good for us. Do we care about turn into a pumpkin? I don't think we care about turn into a pumpkin. That doesn't seem like very... Although I guess it's technically food-based, but like it's... I don't know. Yes, probably. You think so? I don't know. It doesn't seem particularly amazing. You'll target your own stuff. Oh, that's fair. Yeah, because I could return my own like Gilded Goose or Trail of Crumbs or whatever to like then make a food and then make another food by playing it. Yeah, fair. Wicked Wolf, definitely. Just because I guess it eats food. This kind of goes against what I've been saying. But Witch's Oven, definitely. Because that's like cooking food. And then Wolf's Quarry. Yeah, Wolf's Quarry seems good. I'm okay with that plan. Wolf's Quarry seems alright. Okay, so that's like the food stuff. The only thing we didn't take was Bog Noddy and the Insatiable Appetite and the Mara Leaf Rider. Okay. That seems fine. Okay, so that's like food tokens. Okay? Like that's making food tokens. That's not even where we want to be really, right? Like I mean, it's a great base for what we're doing, but now we got to find ways to get the things that make food tokens out of our deck, and not only that, but we got to figure out ways to give those food tokens to other players. We already have Oko that lets us give those food tokens to other players, but we got to find other ways to give them. So we've got what can we do? Exchange, like, is it the best way to like be like, okay, we're in blue, black, and green, and then say exchange? Is that the best way of writing this? At the beginning of your upkeep, you may exchange control of conjured currency and target permanent you neither own nor control. No. Because like a harmless offering is the only one I can think of, right? That like gives things to other people, and that's in red. I mean, obviously Oko does it as well, but that's not really this is kind of awkward. Puka's Mischief is exactly what we want, but it's got the requirement of having to have the same converted mana cost. Same or equal or lesser, I should say. But if we're trading food tokens, it's 0, right? So it has to be 0 on our opponent's side. Now, we could steal, you know, to their tokens and stuff. Oh. Trickster God's Heist. We could totally put in a Kaldheim card, right? No. Exchange control of target artifact or creature you control with target creature and opponent controls. So like we can just give them our food tokens with Oko to take things. Take creatures specifically. We essentially feed them. We feed their creature and it comes to our side. 2 target permanents that share a card type. Okay. This could be okay. Shifting loyalties could be alright. right? Because that exchanges control of 2 target permanents that share a card type. So the card type for our food is artifact, right? So not bad. That's not terrible. It's not great. 6 mana is pretty expensive for that ability, but like, hey. Okay, so that's a thing. We could definitely do shifting loyalties. That's fine. What is this? Exchange control of target artifact you control and target artifact creature you don't control. Oh, so shrewd negotiation also works. So these two both work, right? Because we can give a food token and take a thing from our opponents. So that's not terrible. These are both not replayable things though, which is kind of awkward. No. Oh, there's this thing, right? Eyes everywhere. That's a thing. Forgot about that. So Jin of Infinite Deceits is also decent, right? Because it says exchange control of 2 target non-legendary creatures. You can't activate this ability during combat. So I can turn my food into an elk with Oko and then give it to them with the Jin. Give them a food and take their soul ring. Exactly. Yeah, but Switcheroo just does... Oh, it does do control. Okay, so Switcheroo works. Okay. Control target non-creature spell and target creature. What? Exchange control of target non-creature spell and target creature. Then the spell's controller may choose new targets for it. What a friggin' weird spell. What a weird spell that is. No, we could get Vidalcan Plotter, which gives them their, like, we can give them one of our lands. Sudden substitution. Yeah, like, it's such a weird card. This is such a weird card. Because, like, it does it with a spell that's on the stack, right? Like, it's almost like a counter spell, but not really, which is kind of weird. Right? Yeah. Super weird. What a ridiculous card this is. Juxtapose or whatever. Oh, the every thingamajig. There we go. Perfect. And deal broker. Oh, here we go. Daring Thief, also not a bad choice. Right? Nice Cyclonic Rift. Here, have a squirrel instead. Yeah. So Daring Thief is fine. This works really well. Right? Daring Thief is fine. This is like, if we can find a way to essentially untap this, like tap it and untap it, then we can just like be like swap, swap, swap. Here, have all this food. Give me all your artifacts that you have. Have all this food. You don't have any artifacts? Well, then let me make my food into creatures and then you can have them. Here you go. Peel from reality? It's not even in here. That's not even in here. Okay, so let's get Daring Thief. Okay, you're talking about, yeah, well, listen. The tapping and untapping thing, we only have one creature that it really matters for at the moment. So let's not focus too highly on that at the moment. What was the other stuff we said? So we said Daring Thief. Do we want to play Eyes Everywhere? I don't know if we do. Like, this seems maybe too clunky. I mean, it's 3 mana, lets you scry every turn, but like, I don't know if that's worth it. I think we definitely play the Shrewd Negotiation and the Shifting Loyalties, just because even though they're high cost, Shrewd Negotiation? Is that it? There we go. Okay. And Shifting Loyalties? Right? Yeah. Okay. And then do we want Switcheroo? And Sudden Substitution? Okay. Okay. I don't think I play eyes either. Okay. Okay, so we're up to 26 cards, 27 total with the commander. I really wish that this would like split it out by sorcery and creatures and stuff. You probably don't. Yeah. Okay. So you're on the same page as I was, which is like it's a cool card. Don't get me wrong. I like the whole like nice cyclonic rift here, have a squirrel instead, but like I don't think we particularly care about that kind of thing. Okay, so what else do we want? What else have we got in black, green, blue that we want to like make food, have a good meal? Like, is there a way for me to like search like feast in the lore finder? Okay. Okay. And then we gotta like, okay, so we gotta put blue, black, green, and then put feast here. Let's see. What does this tell us? Early harvest. Feaster of Fools. What is this? Convoke. Devour 2. Okay. Feaster of Fools is interesting. Feast of Blood. Feast of the Unicorn. 3 times. Feast of Flesh. Feast of Dreams. Feast of Succession. Oh, we can put Feast of Succession in the deck. That's fine. What is Grim Feast? What is this? At the beginning of your upkeep, Grim Feast deals 1 damage to you. Whenever a creature is put into a target opponent's graveyard from play, gain an amount of life equal to that creature's toughness. Interesting. Interesting. Hunter's Feast. Oh, here. This is the one. This is the one we should be playing. Any number of target players each gain 6 life. This one right here. Right? I should also put in Master of the Feast. Right? That seems like a thing. Right? Yeah, it gives everybody, like, you know, they get to draw cards, but, like, I can't pass up the name Master of the Feast, right? For my deck. Soul Feast? Sword of Feast and Famine? Oh, man. I guess, like, do we have to put sword in the deck, right? Is that's too perfect. I completely forgot about this sword. I mean, like, I don't forget about the sword, but like I have to put the sword in, right? I don't think the sword, like, the sword doesn't do much. But like I have to put it in. I can't not put it in, right? Ruthless Deathfang seems fine. When you sack a creature, they sack a creature. Creature with flying bolster 2. Oh, this is kind of cool. Right? Because it's like destroy target creature with flying and then bolster 2, which means that you're basically like eating the creature. That's kind of fun. This card is silly. Look at this card. A 4/3 for 3 mana, but it says when you play a spell, sacrifice it. And just scribble out the part of the sleeve that says yeah, famine. Yeah. Fair. Any number of target creature cards from your graveyard on top of your library, draw a card. Oh, Grave Peril that's a really rough card. This is a rough card in Muldrotha. My goodness. Because you can just replay it for 2 mana. Holy moly. That's really mean. Feast or Famine. There it is. Okay, so yeah, consume would be a word I could use. I'm also thinking about using devour as well. Sacrifice another warrior target creature. Target player loses X life and you gain X life or X. No. Dusk Feaster. Okay. Really harvest, no. Target creature gets plus 2 another turn. Feaster of Fools. It's just a 3/3 for 6, but it has Convoke and then Devour 2. So you can convoke it in for cheap and then eat the things that you convoked it with so that it makes it bigger. Kind of funny. Okay, so Feaster of Fools probably comes in, right? And then Master of the Feast? Is that what it is? Yeah. Okay. And we've got Feasting Troll King. We probably want Feast of Succession, right? Okay, so then we have all this weird stuff. What is our deck trying to do other than just be food related? It's just making a lot of tokens and stuff, making food, putting little dudes into play. So like, and we want stuff that Muldrotha can like bring back that will essentially make either more food for us or be food for eating, right? So we want creatures that replace themselves when they die, or like give us a token when they die. Does that make sense? Do you see what I'm saying? So that we can have food, so that we can have creatures that if they die for whatever reason, they essentially make more food to be eaten. Gingerbrute. Oh, Gingerbrute's actually not a bad choice. I like that. I wonder why that didn't come up when we searched food. Yeah, it's a food creature. Yeah, it has a subtype of food or whatever. Yeah, Gingerbrute is food. So like if I put food here, what comes up? Let's find it. Oh, there's the golden egg. We probably want that too, right? We probably want golden egg, right? That makes sense. Okay. So then let's talk about what else can we do here? What else can we do here? So we want what is it? Devour. We want Devour, and then we want our commander to be in blue black. Oh, like put in the things that change my creature types to food. Interesting. That's interesting. Put legal in commander just so that we make sure things we don't want. There's this one, right? Other creatures have, whenever this creature attacks, you may have it fight Rothama, all devouring. Gluttonous Slime. Has Flash? My goodness. Faceless Devourer. Oh, we talked about Michaeloth, right? Michaeloth is not a bad one. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. We probably want Michaeloth because it makes Saprolinks. Michaeloth. Here, eat this demon. When Ravenous Gigantotherium? My goodness, what a weird name. Enters the battlefield. It deals X damage divided as you choose among up to X target creatures where X is its power. Huh. Skull Mulcher. Tarfiend. Oh, we could put in Fastest Devourer because it's devouring things, except that it mills them. Phyrexian Devourer. Phoebus. Devourer of Memory. Isn't this a decent one too? What does this do? Whenever one or more cards are put into your graveyard from your library, Devourer of Memory gets plus 1. So Devourer of Memory is actually not bad with Muldrotha, right? Works really well with Muldrotha. Because you don't necessarily care about putting the top card of your library into your graveyard. Each other creature you control enters the battlefield with an additional X1 counter on it, where X is the Bloodspore Thrynax seems interesting. What is this? Marrow Chomper. Gain 2 life for each creature it devoured. Interesting. Interesting. So you were saying Xenograph? Xenograph enters battlefield, chooses creature type. Each creature you control is the chosen type in addition to its other. Okay, so here's the question. Is food actually a creature type? I don't think it is. Yeah, food is not a creature type. It's an artifact type, which is why Gingerbrute can get away with being a food, but other creatures can't. So Xenograph won't work in that sense. That's a really cool idea, though. I would have been on board for that plan had it been something that would work. Mm-hmm. Okay, what do we need to be doing here? We want to eat and be merry, right? What other kind of cards are out there in green, blue, black that are related to food in any way? So let's just put like Lore Finder food. What do you got for me? Okay, bake into a pie. Those guys are eating. Dehydration seems wrong. Food chain, no. Fungal Rebirth. Return trigger permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. If a creature died this turn, create 2 1/1 green Saproling tokens. Yeah, well, that's what Kyra was saying, is that most of the good trade stuff is in Jeskai. I don't know if I do or not, Kyra. That's the thing, is like, I think we're picking Muldrotha more just for the colors as opposed to actually the recursion from the graveyard. Because Muldrotha is not really someone she's not like doesn't play into the food theme that much, let's be honest, right? Oh, Utopia Tree, man. I have a foil copy of this. It looks gorgeous. Oh, just Witches of it and Wolf's Core. Okay. But I know what you mean, because I mean, like with Muldrotha, you really do want that early game like self mill, so that you can have stuff to get back, right? And I get it, I understand, but like, I mean, we also know we're gonna put in like, we know we're gonna put in Soul Ring, right? And we know we're gonna put in Arcane Signet. We should probably put in the like Demir Signet, and what else? The Bulgari Signet, and that, so that's blue black and green black, and now we need blue green, so Simic, right? Like we definitely want some ramp as well, right? Because we do have some stuff. Like if you look at our curve is pretty, we have a lot of stuff on the 5-6 drop end so far, and our commander is 6, so we're gonna definitely want ways to get the mana out early, especially if they're ways that we can recur with Muldrotha. So we're definitely gonna want those pieces in here. Now maybe there's food related mana ramp, I don't know, you tell me, I have no idea. It's really mana intensive, yeah, for sure it is. Oh, is this a thing? Is Moriok Rigor a thing that we should look at? Whenever an artifact is put into a graveyard from play, you may put a 1/1 counter on him. If we're making lots of food tokens and they're getting sacked all over the place for whatever reasons, is this a thing? Is this a thing? I feel like this is better with like clue tokens where you're sacking them to draw cards. So like, because I don't know if we're going to be sacking our food tokens all that often, to be completely honest with you. Like we may sack them from time to time for like drawing from Trail of Crumbs and all that kind of stuff, but like I don't know if that makes Moriok Rigor decent in the aspect of like he's just eating the food and getting bigger. You know what I mean? Like sack a permanent, create a mana. Yeah, I believe so. I believe that's a thing. Sack, sacrifice, add mana. I don't know if that's gonna work, but let's find out. Legal in Commander search. Phyrexian Altar. Yeah, but it sacks creatures. What you brewing? I am brewing a feast deck. A deck that is revolving around the eating and consumption of food and food-related items. I mean, should I really feel bad about like us not having creatures that eat permanents? You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's part of the theme of the deck, right? Because I did title the deck Feast Time. It's time to enjoy some good meals or become them, right? So we should be having things. We should be having things that let us sack permanents to just do stuff for us or just enjoy the permanent, right? Like, so Devour is an option for creatures being eaten, and then like I don't know if there's a way to like sacrifice artifacts for things that we want. I don't know, to be honest. We can look that up, I guess. But I feel like I shouldn't shy away from it. Do you see what I'm saying? Like I shouldn't shy away from cards that just make creatures and poop them out when they die or whatever. And then creatures that eat those creatures, right? Because that's kind of like what we're looking at, right? Oh, I forgot to change the colors. Blue, black, green, legal in commander. Commander. Devour. So like this Bloodspore Thrynax seems fine, right? Gluttonous Slime seems fine. The problem I'm gonna have is like I don't think I have a copy of this card anywhere. And getting it is gonna be near impossible before Monday. So I don't think that's gonna be a card that I can put in the deck. The Bloodspore Thrinax I probably have a copy because it's from Double Masters. It's probably from a bunch of other sets as well. Let's see. Oh, it's in the Commander Anthology as well. I definitely have it then. Okay. Blackbridge Troll makes goats. Oh, and oh yeah, Blackbridge Troll. Here, have some goats. That's not a bad call. I like that plan. Bolas's Citadel. Oh yeah. Hey, that's actually not a bad plan, Kyra. I like that plan. I like Clackbridge Troll. Because that's like giving them goats, right? And the goats are essentially food. Like, here's some goats. Yeah, I'm okay with Bolas's Citadel for sure. For sure. That is definitely a card I'm willing to put in this deck. Okay. We'll put in the Bloodspore. Let's put in the Bloodspore Rhinax. There we go. Okay. Let's get rid of that. We have this Feaster of Fools that's from Modern Horizons, so that should be easy to find as well. The Michaeloth, I believe, also just like from a whole bunch of different sets. Right? Yeah, like Shards, Plane Chase, Commander 25, Commander 2016, Plane Chase Anthology, Commander Anthology, Mystery Boosters. Like, it's just all over the place. It should be easy for me to find a copy of that. Lotless Troll as well, technically. He eats the graveyard. Oh, God Eternal Bontu. Yes. This is not bad, actually. Yeah, I'm okay with this. Sacrifice any number of other permanents and draw that many cards. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm okay with that. Seems good. And what were you saying? Lawless Troll? I don't think I like... Lawless Troll is the one where it's like... Lawless Troll is the one where you can discard cards, right? Or whatever. Isn't it? Right? Yeah, discard a creature, put a 1/1 counter on it, then you can regenerate it. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Feasting Troll King's already in the deck, yeah. Stomping Grounds, yeah, it's already in there. Put in Carrion is what you said too, right? You're talking about Carrion Feeder, I assume? Right, this little man? Sack a creature, put a 1/1 counter on it. And it can't block. Yeah, this is fine. I think the issue we're gonna have is that right now we just don't... You're talking Carrion. What is Carrion? Oh, this. Sacrifice a creature, put into play a number of maggot tokens equal to the sacrifice creature's power. Treat these tokens as 0/1 black creatures. Interesting. I don't have a copy of this card anywhere because this is a rare. This is a rare from Mirage, right? So like, I don't have a copy of this anywhere kicking around. Definitely not. If I did, I would think about putting it in, but I do not have it available to me at the moment. How do you feel about inviting Tamio, Collector of Tales, to dinner? Yeah. Collector of Tales. That's actually kind of an interesting thing too. We could think about just like playing a bunch of planeswalkers as like the people who were invited to the feast, right? Like put that as the canon for how they got into the deck, right? That'd be kind of funny. Right? Like that would be pretty interesting, wouldn't it? How many lands do we need for this deck? We need 36 minimum probably, right? maybe even more than that. So we want forest, we want island. I just want to make sure I get the right count in. Oko is the chef. Yeah, exactly. So we started with Corvald, and then we chose to switch to Muldrotha so that we could get Oko. That was it. That was the reasoning between switching from Corvald to, well, I shouldn't say that. We started with Corvald, then we moved to Masaryk. And then from Masaryk we moved to Muldrotha just so we could get access to Oko in addition. Island swap. Probably more, yeah, because it's a deck where missing your land drops is like deadly, right? So we want 12 forests, 12 islands, 12 swamps. That gives us at least 36, right? That's an even split of lands. Then of course, like in our lands, we probably want polluted delta. Or are there any food related lands? That's a big ask. Are there any lands that are food related that we want to include? Command tower. Yeah. Okay, I'll put command tower in. You're right. Not really. Are we sure? Like, I mean, like even just by name, right? Gingerbread Cabin is, yeah, we chose not to put it in because it was not ideal. It's not a very good card. and not only is it not a very good card, it's yeah. That's not great. Okay, so this is land. Okay, so let's search here. We don't want Agadeem's Awakening. Don't think we want Alchemist's Refuge. Animal Sanctuary could be funny just because, like, yeah, okay, I get it. We're not going to really have bird, cat, dog, goat, ox, or snakes. But, like, it's just kind of like, it's a farm and it's like food, right? Sort of. Oh, we could get Argyl's Bloodfast, right? This is a thing. Okay. I mean, that's a thing, I guess. A lot of these cards aren't competition. Oh, yes, that is fair. That is very fair. A lot of the cards we put in the deck are not very good. I think the land slots were where you'll want your utility spells. So you're talking from an aspect of hmm. Remember that time I opened a Cabal coffers from the One of Everything series and then gave it away to a patron? I remember. Times. Solid times. Ah, City of Ass. Hypnu Rivulet. That's the one that cycles? Is that the cycle one? Assuming that this is in alphabetical order and it's going to take me friggin' forever to get to Hypnu Rivulet. Fabled Passage. I mean, Fabled Passage is fine too, right? Like, we also want the, like, Fabled Passage is good, and like fetch lands are fine because we're playing Sack a Desert, Mill Yourself. Oh, that one. Gotcha. Moth Nexus. New Rivulet. Is Hypnu Rivulet really that good though? I guess you sack itself, right? Like you sack it to itself. Because we don't have a lot of other deserts, right? We've got Giant Skewer in the deck already. Yeah. Well, the idea here is that the food that I'm eating is coming from the guy playing the farming deck. That's kind of the premise, right? Is what I was going with. Oh, Journey to Eternity. I love this card. It's not very useful with Muldrotha, but I just love this card. Good old Lake of the Dead. Okay, so all right, so we know that we're gonna want Ipnu Rivulet. Right. And like we're gonna want Fabled Passage. That gonna you're gonna find it. There we go. Okay. Oh yeah, we got to put Steve in, right? Sakura Tribe Elder. Yeah, that's a fair one. That's a fair one. I'll give you that one. What is this? Commander's color. Is Opal Palace good? I feel like it's not. I mean, like it's good, but it's not like super amazing. What does Path of Ancestry do though? When you spend it to cast a creature that is a same creature type. Well, Muldrotha is an elemental blah 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 blah. Something. It's not gonna work. Yeah, Opal Palace and Path of Ancestry both aren't very good in this deck, from my understanding. Someone said Orchard. Is that what I heard? I don't think. Do we need a Reliquary Tower in this deck? I don't think we need. Bulgari Rot Farm. Yeah, I mean like the those are all fine, right? Myriad Landscape is fine as well, right? Because like we can play it again and sack it and get it back. Get a scry from casting. Yeah, and that's it though. Right? Like, is that good? I don't think that's good per se. I mean, it adds a mana of any color. The only thing is it comes in play tapped, right? That's it. And like, do we want Golgari Rot Farm? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's a tap commander tower, exactly. You think Path of Ancestry is good enough? Yeah, but is it good enough that we could play it? Like, we should play it over another land? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, is it good enough that we should be playing it over one of these other lands? And by that I mean, like, we're going to cut down the number of basics we have, right? Because we're at 39 lands right now. I don't think we need more than that. Do you think 39 lands should be more than enough, right? I feel like with 39, I'm going to end up. You just need the fixing. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I can get behind that. So that's Path of Ancestry, right? Okay. So let's cut this down to 10, 10, 10. Puts us back to 34. We're going to have polluted Delta, I guess. Right. And is there any other? Oh, we can put the Triome in, right? What's the Triome? It's the Sultai Triome. I don't remember the name of it. Zagoth? The Zagoth Triome? This website is called Scryfall. You can make an account for free with them, and then you can make decks, and then you can just type in the cards and it just populates them. I think I think there's like a way to like, there's a way to browse it so that the cards actually pop up when you hover over it as well. But yeah, like, so you just, it's pretty good. 37, 38 is probably where you'll finally sit. Yeah, okay. So like Pluto Delta, what's the other? So that's Pluto Delta is blue black, and we have blue green, which is Misty. There we go. That puts us at 37. My market. Sure, that's fine. Okay, so that puts us at 38 lands. We can fiddle with the count, and I can put in some other lands. Like, if you've got other ideas for lands. Yeah, so the reason I switched to Scryfalls is because of the fact that you can just do this. This is the card I'm thinking. And then hit enter, and then it's like, it searches its whole database, and it goes, I don't know what this is. And you're like, oh, sorry, I meant Lord of the P. Oh, did you mean Lord of the Pit? Yes. Yes, I did. That's the card I meant. You are correct. Right? Or you can be like, Sakura Tribe. And then it just populates what it thinks the most popular one is. And if you're like, no, that's not the one I meant. I meant this one. It's like, oh, Scout. Yeah, okay, got it. Right? And that's it. Super intuitive, super quick. I like it a lot. And you don't even necessarily have to put spell things right. So like, I mean, for instance, what is that? Feasting Troll King. Right? Let's see if it picks it up. So if I go like this, look at that. See, it fixed the word feasting. It had two E's in it, and then it was like, oh, you meant this one. Right? Like, so it manages to even check through your spelling mistakes, which is kind of cool. All right, so what else? We're up to 83 cards, and we have our 38 lands. Of course, I can swap these out for other utility lands and stuff if I want as well. So Kyra, you were saying the land slots is where I'm going to want my utility spells? But like, that doesn't make sense to me, because anyway, the point is that like, we have 17 more cards that we need for this deck. So the only thing I wish that you could do with this would be to like organize it. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I wish you could, so like if I click clean up, I think it is. Yeah, there. See, now so I click clean up, it sorts it by mana cost now, right? So it's actually sorted. And then it actually has like here, you can see like this is the artifact section, right? Like here's the artifacts, right? So it's actually sorted these. So there's the planeswalkers, here's your creatures, here's your like spells that are non-creature, right? So like, so it actually does sort it and stuff. It just doesn't give you the titles like, for instance, Tapped Out does, where it's like, this is your enchantment section, this is your artifact section, blah, 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 blah. You have Ledger Main. What the heck is Ledger Main? Don't know what. Stuff like Nephilia Drownyard. Oh, okay. Did I spell it wrong? Oh, it's 2 L's. My bad. Wait, did I still spell it wrong? Nephalia. Oops. Like this. What? Oh, it's only one. Haha. It's only one L. That was an I. That's why. Oh. Trigger player puts the top 3 cards. Oh, I see what you're saying. Right, because this is like a thing that mills you yourself so that you can like do stuff. Got it. Gotcha. Fire Reach Sanitarium. Okay, I see what you're saying. We're gonna have to wrap this up soon here because I'm gonna have to go get dinner, and I am playing EDH tonight. I think Ghost Unit, you came into the channel there for a sec. I don't know if you're still here. If you are, welcome. I apologize. I was just kind of in the zone. But I am going to be playing this deck. I'm going to be streaming this deck on Monday night over on Commander 99's channel. So we're going to be playing that night, and that's the plan, is to play this deck at that time, which is why I'm trying to build it now. But anyway, I think we have a pretty good base. I'm just going to put in some stuff to fill out the rest of the 17 slots, I guess. And we'll probably put in a few other lands. We'll probably swap out some of the basics for some other like utility lands, like Kyra mentioned. But I think it should be good. I think it's come together pretty well. I think it needs more creatures, right? Because right now we're at like what, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19. We're only at 19 creatures, which is not enough for a commander deck in my opinion. So we'll definitely need some more creatures to be able to, you know, have a good base. Do you think my remaining slots is where we're going to put our interaction? Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. We're going to have to put some interaction in as well. But I think we also need some more creatures. So I don't think the 18 slots are going to be all interaction. I think it'll probably be a split, probably like 8 interaction spells with another 10 creatures, something like that. Because I think we need to have more creatures for like the things that we have. Because like we put stuff in here that devour, right? The Chupacabra comes to eat. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, and I think I might put in some spells that like make tokens or some other creatures that essentially replace themselves when they die, that kind of stuff. So just so that I have some things that I can like eat or like use as chump blockers and things like that. You know, I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to get online. I'm not trying to win the game. I'm trying to basically just make a bunch of food and have a good time, have a good feast with my friends. You know what I'm saying? So you might see some ridiculous things that you would never suggest playing in a deck. I'm just saying. Anyway, thank you all, everyone, for hanging out, coming out, joining me, and watching. I really appreciate you being here. Thanks for helping me with the build. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you have a good night. And the charity videos won't start this week again because there was yet another delay, unfortunately. But I do have the guest lined up for the next one. We're going to be filming it Monday, hopefully. So there should be a charity video coming out next Sunday, not tomorrow, but the Sunday after. So stay tuned for that. And of course, I'm going to be trying to do at least one short every day moving forward from now on. One short a day, regardless of the other content coming out. That's kind of the plan. So hopefully that works out as well. I don't know. We'll have to see. Have yourselves a wonderful night. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time.